So you're looking for cheap video cameras to make videos, but you don't want to sacrifice quality. In this video, I'm going to cover 6 of the best and cheapest cameras for YouTube videos. Coming up. Hey, what's up guys? Sean here with Think Media TV, help you go further, faster in media. And on this channel, we do audio gear reviews, video gear reviews, and tech reviews just like this one. So if you're new here, definitely subscribe. And hey, at any point during this video, you can check out show notes and links and just a summary of this video in the YouTube description below. And hey, make sure to watch until the end of the video where I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison of the footage of all the cameras that I talk about. Let's get into the video. My first recommendation is the Logitech C920 webcam. Now sure, it comes with its challenges because in order to take this around and film places, you just have to actually bring your whole laptop. But this little webcam does 1080p HD video and you can get it for under $65 last time I checked, brand new. Okay, so here's some example footage with the Logitech webcam. This is what the audio sounds like as well. And one of the cool things is that it actually comes with free software, and so you can do settings. So you can adjust the white balance and things. You can set it all on auto, or you can get custom with it and produce good looking 1080p footage. And my friend Sunny Lenarduzzi actually swears by this webcam, and she built her YouTube channel to like over 17,000 subscribers in under a year using just this webcam before she upgraded to anything else. And another thing to consider is this just might want to be an additional camera that you get to do things like recorded Google Hangouts, which could be more content for your YouTube channel, or stuff like YouTube Live. This is going to make those videos look awesome. Camera number 2 is a Canon ELPH series, but specifically the 110HS or the 300HS. Now you may have heard me recommend this camera before, but to this day, I think this could be one of your best budget options, especially for vloggers. So here's an example of the Canon ELPH footage. It's nice. 1080p, nice wide angle lens, so great for vloggers. And also the image stabilization is nice because I'm shaking a little bit here, but it kind of keeps a smoothness to the footage. And Canon has actually released new versions of this camera. I was just at CES in Las Vegas and they had all the updated ELPH cameras. But here's the problem with most of them. A lot of them, they're putting the microphone on the front of the camera, which is fine if you're shooting content that is gonna predominantly be you're the videographer and you're shooting. But vloggers want to be able to be picked up from behind the camera and the content in front of the camera. And so these two particular cameras have the mics on the top. You just wanna make sure you don't cover them with your finger when you're shooting. And right now you could get a 300HS for well under $100, like in the used section of Amazon, which is just a total steal. It gets you creating videos, it has image stabilization, HD, 1080p, and so a great camera to get started super affordably. Camera number 3 would be to pick up a GoPro. And the base GoPro right now, I think is about $130 or less. HD video, cool for lifestyle, but also could be used for practical applications. Here's some example footage with the GoPro. Now this is a GoPro HERO 2, but this is pretty much what you can expect even the basic GoPro to look like. But one thing to consider is that that base GoPro doesn't have as much functionality, and I don't think you could put an external mic in it. One of the most budget options for like YouTubers that want to have some good video quality but also have good audio, and even small business owner or somebody, and you want to create some good videos, would be to actually move up to the GoPro HERO 2, which now has a couple different view options, has an ability to add an adapter and to do an external microphone. And so if you want to create HD content, have it look good, have it be affordable, you could get that GoPro if that external microphone doesn't even interest you. 130 bucks, super good deal. Or you could step up to about 200 bucks and get the HERO 2, and now you're gonna have a lot more functionality. Camera number 4 would be to get a Canon Vixia HFR 600. And you can pick one up for right around $200 and you get a ton of features. Now this is an older model, but it'll give you the same kind of vibe of what it's like. It's a proper video camera, fold out screen, Image stabilization on the R600 is really good. And so that's essential. So if you're freehanding, it's gonna take away that jitter. It's gonna give you some smooth video. Of course, it's nice to have the screen. And you also get a mic input, which is one of the essential things if you wanna create videos that don't just look good, but sound good, then you start adding external microphones. And so you get that with the R600. Now, one thing to note with video cameras like these is that they start zoomed in pretty far. Meaning if you try to hold it out on yourself to vlog, it's gonna be super tight shot on you. And one of the things a lot of video creators or YouTubers want is they want a wider shot. And so you can solve that problem by getting a screw-on wide angle lens. And I'll link one up in the description below. It's like 20 bucks. And if that's the kind of content that you want to be able to be closer to the camera, also if you don't add a mic so you can be closer to the onboard mics, definitely just add a wide angle lens if you pick up a camera like that. Okay, so here's some example footage with the Canon Vixia. Now this is an older model, but this will give you kind of an idea of what the footage will look like. The new model will look better than this, but how zoomed in on this face? This is zoomed out as far as it goes. So let me put on the wide angle lens to give you an example of that. So I just screwed on the wide angle lens, and as you can see, it gives you a nice wider shot and is a great kind of add-on that you can just screw on or take off of your Canon Vixia. So all of those were some great budget options to start making videos, but we're gonna jump in price a little bit into the cheapest and best DSLRs, but the video quality upgrade we'll get from jumping up here could be worth it for what you wanna do to make the extra investment to really get pro video that's gonna be on par with almost anything that you are watching online. So my fifth recommendation would be to get a Canon Rebel T5i with the kit lens included. This camera comes in right now for right about $650. And one thing you could look into is of course shopping on eBay or Amazon used or even refurbished, and you could save even more than that. So this is what you could expect your footage to look like on a T5i. Now this is a Canon 70D, but if you compare their footage side by side, it's pretty much the same, which is pretty amazing. Now one thing to note, this is the onboard mic on the camera, so that's what that's gonna sound like. But this is also a different lens than the kit lens that you get. This is a very wide lens, as you can see, which is nice for kind of doing creative shots and YouTube or vlogging type stuff. But this is how you can expect the lens on the kit lens. That's how far it's zoomed in. It starts at 18 millimeters. So it's basically gonna look like this, and then it's gonna have a zoom range. So you gotta get a little away from the camera on a tripod, but you could start creating some great looking DSLR videos with a T5i. Once you learn how to use this camera, it will produce video quality that is on par with any of the pros that you see out there making videos. So you start to think like, that is a huge result for just a little bit of price increase. This camera also has continuous autofocus as a DSLR, which is nice so that the focus will follow you, kind of like this camera does, depending on where you are, which is great because that's one thing that a lot of DSLRs are lacking. It's got a mic input so you can have good audio. And when you get a DSLR, you introduce lens choice. And so now you have a lot of creativity to have a content creation machine. So you could buy other lenses to get different effects, different feels for producing more creative kinds of videos. And Canon has really like the best options of lenses. So a lot of times you can get deals on Craigslist or locally, and you will find Canon lenses readily available. And last but not least, the Panasonic G7. You can pick up this camera with the kit lens, and so you have everything you need for right around $700 right now. But here's the huge game changer. This camera is Panasonic's kind of answer to Canon Rebels. And so feature for feature, they can go head to head pretty well. You've got your mic input, you've got continuous autofocus during video, but the Panasonic steps it up and introduces 4K video, which is pretty insane at this price point. I actually want to start getting into 4K this year. So personally, I just ordered a G7 and I was able to pick it up. I found an open box version on Amazon for 550 bucks. Crazy. With the lens, with the body, new condition, open box. And if you've been watching this channel for very long, you know that's one of my favorite places to find deals is kind of in that refurbished and used section of Amazon. And so I'm pumped for this camera. So here's what the Panasonic G7 looks like. I'm shooting this in 4K, but then for the video you're watching, it's gonna be shrunk down to 1080p, but you can get a vibe of the footage. And if you spec them out, compare them to like a Canon Rebel versus this camera, the G7 seems to kind of be one of the best all-around cameras right now when you add up everything. The amount of features and performance you're getting compared to how low the price point is. Okay, just to give you one last look at the footage, this is the Logitech webcam. This is the GoPro. This is the Canon ELPH. Here is the Canon Vixia with the wide-angle lens screwed on. Here's the Canon 70D, giving you an almost perfect idea of what the T5i footage is gonna look like. And then lastly, here's the Panasonic G7. Boom. But remember, the best video camera to have is the camera that you do have. And so use whatever you have and level up your content. And then when you can afford it, upgrade your gear. Question of the day, what kind of videos are you making or are you planning on making in the future? Let me know in the comments below. Also, would love to hear your thoughts and opinions and perspectives on the cameras mentioned in this video. Let's connect in the comments. As always, some of the best tips and advice happens in the Think Media TV community here on YouTube. So definitely check out the comment section. So thanks so much for checking out this video. And if you haven't already downloaded the Think Media TV buyer's guide, maybe you're trying to figure out all kinds of stuff about lighting and tripods and different styles of videos, I put a guide together that just really includes my top recommendations for all of that kind of stuff. And I'll link it up on the YouTube card and put that in the description below if you want to check that out for free. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, definitely subscribe. And if you appreciated this video, I'd be grateful if you hit the like button. Thanks again for checking out this video. As always, Think Media TV is helping you go further, faster in media. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon. Test, 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 test. We're still testing. Now, so in this video, we're gonna talk about the 3 cheapest